Sorry, I make everything awkward. Something happens at every protest, I swear to God. Before I go on with this, actually, we've had so many amazing speakers today, and we have a bunch more after me. Can we just get a big cheer for everyone who's like stood out in the cold and the rain and done these amazing speeches? So hi, as you heard from the lovely Amelia, my name is Felix Fern, and my pronouns are he, they. I am a non-binary trans man, and this is my first attempt at any sort of spoken word, but I'm really honoured to have you all as my audience for it. A heads up and trigger warning that this piece explicitly touches on the topic of rape. Okay. When I close my eyes, I am enveloped by darkness, but the shadows don't entirely cover my vision. In the black, there is always something there, just out of reach. It's past the faded blur of light that penetrates my eyelids from the buzzing fluorescent bulb in the room. It permeates the blood vessels in my skin, past the capillaries that fail to intertwine themselves around the part of me that is trying to pull me back from a memory. Veins like vines hold onto my wrists, as though another version of me is trapped within my own flesh, a maze of cells and corpuscles. I can't breathe. Arteries wrap around and inside my throat. It's the only explanation for the thumping of blood pounding at the base of my neck, pulsing into my airways. My lungs are on fire. Every empty space in my body overflows with searing hot bile until I'm choking. That's when it happens. I wake up. I still can't breathe. I'm panicking, vomit caught within my throat. I'm trying to breathe. I can't breathe. If I could just cough, if I could get this liquid out of my neck, I can't breathe. Why can't I breathe? I need to breathe. I breathe. It's painful, but there's air in my lungs. I'm awake. I'm alive. I'm here. I've been here before. I remember the smell of unwashed sheets, the heavy weight left on my eyes and my cheeks from crying, the pain in my wrists from the weight I forced onto them as I heaved panic air out of my lungs. Beside me, he lays, peaceful, the deep, restful slumber of a boy who can do no wrong, the undisturbed nap of a man whose family praises him and the ground he walks upon. He is smart, he is talented, he is handsome. Only in his 20s, and he owns his own home. A university graduate with a successful job and an esteemed company, a home full of instruments and memories of the band he played in at all the local clubs. Recollections of girls throwing their underwear at him whilst he is on stage, singing and playing guitar and being beautiful. He raped me for 9.5 years. 9.5 years of apologies, of I won't do it again. 9.5 years of rage-filled fits of I've ruined everything. 9.5 years of silence, of leaving me to sit in the dark as I choked on my own vomit. I am a victim of child family sexual trauma, teen school sexual harassment, and 9.5 years of domestic sexual abuse. Yet not once have I ever looked at a trans woman and thought to myself, this is someone I should be afraid of, this is someone I should fear. When I face the crippling PTSD flashbacks of a young girl who is not yet the fucking magnificent non-binary man that she will become, who didn't know how to protect herself against the horrors of the world, never did I think to say, look out for the woman pissing in the stall next to you, she might have a penis. I know what I'm afraid of. I know what I fear. When he leans in too close to whisper what could be spoken, every word emitting a heavy air that looms over you. The delicate touch of a hand being placed upon the small of your back, the unseen talons of a vulture. When amongst the crowd, he stands closer than anyone else, breath so hot on your skin it could be mistaken for your own sweat. An unwavering gaze that yells silent, lustful longing deep into your skull, boring down into the bone. He's just looking at me, he's just looking at me. You scold yourself. but his eyes begin to crack away at the cartilage. The small girl that I once was would not be afraid of the BBC's trans femme harpies, the Daily Mail's queer bogeymen, the Spectator's ghouls-some activists. She would be afraid of what makes the man I am today stop in his tracks. Cisgender men. I am more afraid of Tim Davies, Director General of the BBC, than I am of a trans woman in a changing room trying on a bra for the first time and saying to herself, "This is me and I look good." I am more afraid of the fact that our country's government-endorsed media corporation wants to demonise marginalised people and paint us as predators to fuel an outdated notion that if you are different, you are a monster, instead of reporting on the very real and truly horrific pandemic that is rape culture. This is what I fear. When I close my eyes, I am enveloped by darkness. But the shadows don't entirely cover my vision. In the black, there is always something there, just out of reach. Today, it is the visions of trauma that I am forced to relive every time that I hear about another news article that tells us that trans people are a danger to society, that we are rapists and predators. I long for a tomorrow where I can close my eyes and there is just peace. I will not stop until that day comes. Thank you.